For a lot of you watching this, the time you spend on music each week is going to be really limited. Without spending hours and hours on music, it can feel like you're not really making any real progress to making it your full-time income. However, it is possible to capitalise on the time that you do have to spend on making music. I'm going to give you some ways to do this. What I do to get the most out of my weekly schedule is for 2 days, I'll literally just spend on making music. Like, that is literally all I do with my working day for those 2 days. As soon as I finish a beat, I take a little break and then I'm on to the next one. And for me, that works the best because I can just kind of focus on one thing at a time instead of having to do lots of other different little bits in the day, which would kind of break it up and make it a lot harder to create beats because it will kind of take me out the flow of it. So if I can just kind of make music throughout the day, I'm in the flow, my head's in that kind of space, and it means I can create a lot more. So that's something to try, one thing at a time. And if one day all your time is spent on making music, then the next day you spend all the day on making content and editing that content around the music you've made, you'll find it's a much more efficient way to do things. Especially with recording content, because it means you can record it and edit it in bulk, which makes it a lot easier to create and also provides you with a lot more than what you'd have if you just recorded one bit of content, then edited it, then went back to make another piece of content, then edited it. So try to do each thing in bulk, one at a time. This all points to the main keyword for this video, which is leverage. All this is to leverage what you make as much as possible. So what that also includes is getting as much as you can out of the beats that you make. When you make beats from scratch, you can take the melody from that beat and create a loop with that. As I've said before, there's nothing wrong with creating loops from beats that you've already made. Then you can bounce that loop into different starters. You can create a hi-hat MIDI pack from the hi-hat pattern that you've made in that beat. You can then upload that whole beat to BEATSTARS, YouTube, any other beat marketplace that you want to. You can send that beat to artists that you're in contact with. Or if you're not in contact with any artists, that can be the goal of your content. That can be your content strategy. That's just with the actual music itself. You can then leverage the beat you've made by creating content around it. You can make a video showing the process of how you made that beat and then edit it up in an interesting way. You can make a beat breakdown after you've made the beat to show people how you made that beat, the decisions you made. You can brainstorm all these content ideas and then create multiple videos around that beat. That's the key, by the way. It doesn't have to be one piece of content for one beat. In fact, it shouldn't be. Especially if you feel like you don't have the most amount of time that you can spend on making music and making content around your music. You need to get as much content as you can within a short space of time. So record multiple content styles in one go. No one is going to really care if they see a few videos on the same beat. That's even if they see multiple videos. Most people just see one video from you on that beat. So don't worry about making multiple pieces of content for one beat. What's also key to being efficient as a music producer is to create a schedule. Even if you're limited on time, being able to visualize what you're doing when is going to really help. It's going to help prepare you to do the different things that you've got to do, but also highlight what you need to do more or less to balance your time. Seeing it in front of you will make you realize, oh, I really don't give myself enough time to edit the content that I'm making. That's just an example. Let me try and schedule more time for that next week and less time doing something that I'm doing a lot. Also, create an environment for yourself where you find it easy to thrive. If you're working at a desk which is just like full of random junk and you have to kind of move everything to just get to the keyboard, that's likely not going to be an environment which is helping you or supporting you in what you're doing. Clean up the room if that makes you feel better. Make the room look nice. Put stuff up on the walls. Get some nice lights. I appreciate that not everyone's in the position to do that, but as I say, even if it's just cleaning up your room, that can make a difference. And of course, how the room looks isn't the be all and end all, but it can significantly impact how efficient you are and how much work you get done. Also, to do something as creative as making music, making content, editing, all that we do as a music producer is creating things. So what we're surrounded by is going to really impact how we create it and what it sounds like. So create an environment where your creativity can thrive. Streamline your process. You can do this by creating presets in your DAW. Obviously, we don't want to kind of confine ourselves to limit our creativity when making music, but that doesn't have to be the case while streamlining your process. I have a few audio channel presets depending on the instrument that I'm recording. So I'll have a channel preset for ukulele, I'll then have a different one for guitar. And of course you can alter these different presets so that not everything you make sounds the same. It just saves a lot of time than not having to load up each plugin, alter the parameters to where you want it to be, and get the right setting. You can also create presets in your editing software, if you're making content that is. And by repeating processes like editing videos, you'll become more proficient in the editing software. Same goes for your DAW. And you'll improve efficiency just by getting better in that software. You'll also find out the quickest little ways to edit your videos, to use kind of specific tools, and just the quickest way to do things. So yeah, that's a few different ways to improve your efficiency as a music producer. I hope that helped. If it did, please like and subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Join the producer Discord, first link in the description. Lots of opportunities coming there. I'll see you in the next video.